What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're just going over some Japanese Weiss Schwarz news, and there's two things in particular I want to cover in the video. So first up, we've got an announcement for premium booster box of Licorice Recoil. So new set coming out. Obviously we've had a main booster box set, this is now premium set. So if we just look over here at the rarities, we've got the standard normal, we then have the set rarity, which you're going to get as a minimum one per pack, normally textured, shiny, stamped sort of card, and that is a Licorice Recoil parallel. And then above that you've got SPs, and generally premium sets, the SPs don't have voice actor signatures on it. They usually just have a hot stamp, like an icon, emblem, or characters hot stamped on the card. But look here, we've got a rarity above SPs for a premium booster box set. It's called an SIR, and it is a serial rare. So serial numbered card, exclusive illustration. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is actually not the first time Weiss Schwarz have done serialized cards. Go back 2-3 years ago, they were pumping out in English serialized cards on most of their sets. So they actually lost license for the signatures on English sets, and we had serials on quite a lot of sets. And it started off really well because hadn't really been done before. There was like one set years ago that did have serials on, but yeah, from this point, like, it hadn't been done since, and it did go down really well. Like, I think Sword Art Online was one of the first few sets to get it, and obviously SAO was very popular and people really chased these serialized cards. And this happened for quite some months. I want to say sort of 6 to 12 months. And Weiss Schwarz released a set pretty much every 3 weeks. So by the end of it, people just kind of got bored with the serialized cards because it just got overdone, oversaturated. The novelty of it just wore off. You know, every 3 sets, a new set with serial cards coming out. People then start to realize, you know, it's only the popular ones that people really care about. But yeah, let's just take a look at what happened. So back in 2022, we've got Fate Grand Order, English Weiss Schwarz page. But this is what happened. You had Japanese signatures, comes out in English. They drop the signatures. You get this generic foil characters stamped on the card. And then you also get the chance at getting a serialized card. Now, it was different on every set in terms of like how it looked, where it was positioned. So on Fate Grand Order, you had the numbers at top right like this. So 1 out of 10, so each SP had 1 to 10 in terms of serial numbers. And then obviously, yeah, every SP in the set got that. Now, Fate Grand Order was not a popular set. So I feel like this was one of those sets that came out with serials and people realized, well, it's not really popular. And that obviously just got reflected in just the price of the set, the price of the SPs, and the serials. Like, at the end of the day, how many SPs have we got here? 2, 3, 4... 7 SPs, that's going to be 70 serialized cards. Is there really going to be 70 people paying 4 figures for an unpopular set to get the serialized cards? Yeah, it definitely wasn't the same as Sword Art Online. I feel like there was definitely some SAO serial cards looking at 5 figures. Obviously, like, you're talking the waifu cards, right? That not all of them were going to be that priced, and it's all... That was probably the 1 out of 10 serial. But when you compare that to this set, like, there was definitely no way you were getting that sort of value for a card from Fate Grand Order. But yeah, serials have been done. They actually were done for many, many sets. And until they got those license for the signatures back, it felt like people just got bored of that. Bored of having the serials, to be honest. People just wanted the signatures back, which eventually did happen. I want to say Bunny Girl, the movie set, was one of the last sets to get serial cards on them, and you'd think, you know, that a Bunny Girl set having serial cards would have made it just insanely expensive and popular. But the reality is for me personally, like, it wasn't the same vibe as when Sword Art Online came out with serials. There was way more excitement and just attention on that compared to the Bunny Girl serials, because at that point it had been done for literally like maybe even a year nearly at that point, and people just rather had the voice actors signatures on them. Like, don't get me wrong, like, obviously the Bunny Girl serial cards would have been expensive and things like that, but the novelty of it is just worn off. It just been overdone, oversaturated, too many sets, too many serials. And yeah, it kind of dropped off, and everyone was super happy when they finally got signatures back. So it has been done before, but personally, I think the reason for this is obviously competitors, things like Union Arena coming out with pen signed serialized cards. So it's kind of good that they're trying something else, but it's just not enough, if I'm honest. I feel like this is very common for Bushiroaders. Like they try and do things, but it's like it just falls flat, it just falls short. Like, you've done serials before, so what's the difference here? You know, the only difference here is it's actually a different rarity. Before it was just SPs, you can get the SP with a serial on. So I think it would be very interesting to see if these cards here actually have like unique exclusive illustration and they aren't just the same cards as the SPs. Personally, I think that would be better. I think it's going to add more to the chase and things like that. If there's literally like only 10 of these cards with this exact artwork on, and there's no other way to get that card art, serial or anything unless you hit the serial card. Like, I think that would be nice to see, but obviously we don't know. It does say exclusive, but it could just be the exclusive illustrations from the SP cards. Like, we don't know. So until more information comes out around that, we won't know. But yeah, I think I'll be interested to see if that is the case, because yeah, I mean, even if it is, it's still just not enough. Like, why couldn't they have just done signatures and serials on this set? Like, I know it's a premium booster set, and that means that they don't normally have signatures on it. So, you know, there is that, but it's like, okay, why don't you just start with a main booster box set that does have signatures, and then also do the serial rare that have signatures on them as well. You know, that to me would show that they are kind of like really taking it seriously, and you know, they see what Union Arena's doing, and they see what collectors want and what people like to chase. And yeah, I think that would be enough. Like, I just think serials on their own like this, like I said, they've done it a few years back. People got bored of it. People didn't like it. They just rather have signatures. It's just not enough. Unfortunately, I just feel like a bit disappointed. Obviously, it's great to see that they are trying to do something, and they're kind of acknowledging that they need to do more based on other things that, you know, other competition. But it's just completely not enough. Like, it's just not enough. Like, you've done serials before. Step it up. Just step it up a little bit more. Anyway, enough of that. Next one, before I go off on a massive rant. Right. Hololive. So, Hololive Volume 2 is getting a reprint in English. That's just opened for like pre-orders with distribution like a week or two ago now. But Japanese is getting a new Hololive set, but it's not really a new set because it's just Volume 1 and Volume 2 mixed together into one set. This is really strange, if you ask me. I can't wrap my head around it. So it's both of those sets, minus like a couple of cards. There's a few cards that just aren't in it, but generally speaking, like 99% nearly of the set is there, of both of them is in this one set. But what I can't understand is, why would you do this? Why would you just not reprint Volume 1 and Volume 2? Why would you... To me, this is like a best of set. This is something you do, I don't know, when you've had like loads of sets, maybe like 5 volumes of Hololive, you do a best of set and you pick all the best playable or collectible or popular cards, you shove them into one set. I just can't understand why you would just not reprint both the sets separately. For those of you that don't know, I mean, it is a popular set. It's a very popular set. Hololive always has done really, really well. But the sets have always had loads of SPs and loads of SSPs. Now you're combining 2 into 1. You're going to have just a huge amount of SPs, SSPs. So like, there's one character you want, it's now even harder to pull because you're up against so many other cards. I just don't understand it, if I'm honest. It just seems very bizarre. But there is one important bit of information, which is there's a PR card in this booster box. So assuming you're just getting a box topper of this card, and it's actually a card from a different trading card game. It is a card for the Hololive official card game, which is not out yet. It is a new card game that is coming out. And you might think, well, that just doesn't make sense. Why are they promoting a different card game? And it's because they are creating this card game for Hololive. So it is the official Hololive card game, but Bushiroad are helping and creating this game. So from that side of things, it now, might make sense to you. But yeah, there's a website here if you want to go check it out for information on the official Hololive card game. But yeah, you're getting a box topper essentially for that card game instead in the Weiss Schwarz box, which obviously from a marketing, cross-promotion kind of perspective, like it makes complete sense. People buying this product like Hololive, and you're giving them a PR card to help promote the official Hololive card game, which is coming out. So like it completely makes sense from a marketing perspective. Obviously they're involved with making the game, so that's why it's in there. But other than that's the only thing that I can think. Like I don't know, like I just think if you didn't reprint these sets and you made this, it's the only reason they've done this is so they could put a PR card to cross promote the official card game, because I just can't wrap my head around why you would do this. Other than that's the only thing that's like different, if you know what I mean. The only thing that's unique and different about this particular product is that you're getting that box topper for a different card game. Like I genuinely can't think of why you just wouldn't reprint volume 1 or 2, other than the fact that they did reprint. They can't put this other PR card in it. I don't know. I really don't know. If you do know, if you have any idea how this makes any sense other than that PR card, let me know below down in the comments, because I just can't wrap my head around why you would create this product when you could just hit reprint on volume 1 and volume 2 separately. Yeah, no idea, but that is the news. That's the latest news for Weiss Schwarz Japanese side of things anyway. As I said, it is good that they're doing something else. They're at least trying something else. But as I said, it just doesn't seem to be anywhere near enough. Like, I mean, Union Arena, pen signed and serialized cards. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't actually think those pen signed serialized cards look particularly that great. Like, I've not seen it in person, but like the images. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the action point cards because they don't look like trading cards that you play a game with. Obviously, they're a part of the game's system, but they just don't have like that normal format that most cards have on them. And I get it, because if you've got a big pen signed signature on the card, like those action point cards do work for that, because there's not like tons of detail and tons of colors on the card. So I get that it kind of works for the pen signed cards, but at the same time, like me personally, I prefer those just normal detailed cards that are like 3-star with a signature on and things like that. Obviously, if I had the option, the pen signed ones are awesome, but I think they would never work on like those cards that have more detail and there's text on them, because the signature will kind of get in the way. But regardless, it is amazing that they do that anyway. Like, it is amazing that you get a serialized card with a pen signed signature on it. Like, it's incredible. I just think like this is just falling so short in comparison. As I said, they've done serials before. Like, at least do something bigger and newer. Yeah, like just shove a signature, hot stamp signature on there and add a serial number to your SSPs. Like, I don't know, like realistically, why can't that be done? Like, if you're adding serials to cards, like, and you've done it in the past, why can't you just chuck a serial on the SSPs? Like, I don't know. It's good to see, but just not enough in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think. Maybe you're excited to see serials come. Like, there's a few people I spoke to that just didn't realize that Weiss Schwarz had serial numbered cards in the past at all. So yeah, maybe that comes as a surprise to you as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.